What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Watch the Kettle. Today we're having an interesting video. It's SOTC 2024, so we're going to be having a review and look of all my watches. So this is the watch collection video. Forgive me in advance, there might be a lot of mess ups. I'm trying to do this in one take because we have 29 watches to go through, and at the end we have one surprise at the end. So if you could guess what this would be, put it in the description, put it in the comments down below and let me know what you think this watch is. So before we start, we need to do a wrist check. So right here we have the Sovereign calendar. So this is by my friend Rotimi. Beautiful watch by Sovereign. I'll put the link in the description below. So a very good thing about this independent brand is that it has so much complication at this price point. So over here we have the day, we have the date, we have the calendar, we have the month as well. We have like 5 complications here, and it's such a beautiful piece with that lovely red sunburst dial. So also has a power reserve. I haven't actually seen a price point. I think it's around $600 or so. That has, you know, we have the calendar, we have the day, we have the date, we have the month, and we have a power reserve at 12 o'clock there. We also have an open case back as well, as you can see. Sovereign is such a beautiful brand. Myself and Rotimi actually grew up together, and I'm so proud of him to actually create this lovely, amazing timepiece. Yeah, so this is the first watch by Sovereign. It's called the Sovereign calendar. Link will be in the description if you want to grab one. I suggest you do. And I am going to make a review on this on my channel as well. So yeah, this is the first watch. So I'm gonna go in order of acquisition, and then we could probably take it from there. So before we get to the main watches, I'm gonna go through some of the watches I started with, but let's start with fashion brand watches. Now, I used to be a fan of them when I didn't know nothing about watches, but I would say as you grow older and you learn in the horology game, fashion watches are not really the ones to go for. So for example, you wouldn't buy a Ferrari t-shirt. Well, you could if you have a Ferrari, but you wouldn't go, when you're looking for a t-shirt, Ferrari is not the first place you go to, because Ferrari makes cars and not t-shirts. So the same way, if you're going to buy a watch, why should you buy a Michael Kors or an Armani watch? They make fabrics, not watches. Anyway, let's talk about fashion watches. So the first one I have here is a Michael Kors watch. I used to love this watch. This was back in probably 2010, and I had this for a long time. Rubber quartz movement. I think it has a little fake chrono there. Yep, so this is the first one, Michael Kors. And the second one is also a Michael Kors as well. Never won this, it was a gift. So both these watches actually were gifts, so I kind of tell myself, well, they were gifts. And yeah, have a little bit of sentimental attachment, but you will never really find me rocking any of these. Now, the next set of watches I would like to speak about are my G-Shock collection. So I like to call them the Cartier watches. You can't go wrong with Casio. So I have them in this case here. So this is a black chest case. With black chest, such a good brand. Good 4-holder watches here. And we're going to start off with the G-Shocks. So first G-Shock I'm going to speak about is the one from the DW series collection. During my days in college, I wore this a lot. I still wear this now. I wear this to work sometimes. I wear this to do gardening, to do DIY at home. You can't go wrong with a G-Shock. Digital, battery lasts for like 2-3 years. Can't go wrong. I like this particular black because it's just like a stealthy black color. Next, we have the glossy dial. So this was back then when everyone used to have some sort of glossy G-Shock. Still a classic. I had the red and I had the white, but I gave them out, but I still kept the black just for memories. And next we have this, which is a steel variant of it. So it was quite different to see G-Shock come up with the steel and rubber. I think this was one of the first to have like a steel case. Still in the same line of the DW series. And then I had this one as well. So I really got into rose gold at some point, and I just wanted something that I could actually rock on holiday. I took this on a ski trip as well. So those are the G-Shocks. Let me know which you like. Let me know any recommendation in the comments that you think I should get in terms of G-Shock collection. So that was a quick one about the G-Shocks. So let's move on to something else. We have, you guessed it, more G-Shocks here. So I really like these G-Shocks as well. Pause. So these are the GA2100 G-Shocks. They are really beautiful. I think these G-Shocks kind of remind everyone with that Gerald style design in terms of royal oak. You could wear this any day, do it all watch. So if you're tired of having a digital, you can have both the option for digital and analog. And it does give you that royal oak case with that octagon shape. You also have the translucent one here. I wear this when I go swimming a lot. It's kind of nice. It's just something cool. It reminds me of the Game Boy Color. During my childhood, I had one that was actually see-through like this. And yeah, it kind of gives me good memories. So G-Shocks, you cannot go wrong with this particular series as well. Now, what's next on the list? Okay, I think we have one more G-Shock here. So this is the Ed Sheeran G-Shock with, I think Hodinkee released this with Ed Sheeran, and John Mayer actually announced it with Ed Sheeran as well. So this was the Subtract album in which he launched, and he launches G-Shock as well with it. I thought this was gonna go extinct. I thought it was gonna like sell out, and it never sold out. But yeah, beautiful watch, yellow. Do I wear it? Not really. I've worn it maybe like 3 times. But it's nice to have something like this in your collection, you know. Just, I like Ed Sheeran as well, so yeah, you never know. Now we're done with all G-Shocks. As you can see, I'm a big G-Shock head, so that's 6, 7 G-Shocks here. Let's go into something else, you know, more serious watch brands. Now let's keep this for a minute. So what do we have here? We have some older watches I've had for a while. First we have is the Casio. You can't go wrong with a Casio. So now I don't believe in buying gold-plated watches. I mean, you can. However, it's just my personal preference because they tend to fade over time. But with this Casio at the price point, you could buy this over and over again, and I love this watch. I wear this a lot. It's just like this retro feel, you know. You can't really go wrong with this. It's such a retro style feeling, and I think every guy deserves this watch. It's quite small, but I think it can actually fit in most people's wrists. It's just how it is. It's like a Cartier tank. Nobody cares about the diameter of a Cartier tank or these sort of Casios. It can fit in every man's wrist. Next we have a Citizen Eco Drive. So this is actually an Eco Drive watch. I got this ages ago. These are one of the first watches I actually spent my money on. It uses solar to charge, and it's on this beautiful NATO strap, and I believe every NATO strap, I believe this is the best color combination for a NATO, personally. I hardly wear this nowadays, but it's such a good watch as well. It gives me a lot of memory of college as well. Now we have the Ingersoll. This was a gift from a friend. Now I'm not too sure, are Ingersoll's fashion watches, or are they actually, you know, real watches? So you can see you have the open case back there. Gold plated rose gold. It shows you the day, and it has a power reserve, and it has the date, and it has a little tourbillon down there. So it's quite an interesting watch, quite big though, 44mm. Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you consider Ingersoll a fashion watch brand, or do you actually think it deserves to be a watch basically amongst, you know, watchmakers? Because I'm quite perplexed and actually not sure where this falls into. But this was a gift by my dear friend Albert, so shout out to Albert for this. So yeah, these are some old watches I used to wear, and yep, put this to the side. Now let's go into some more watches that has a bit more story. So we've done the G-Shocks, we've done some old retro watches, and now we have this. So this is a case from Mirage. It's actually a nice travel pouch, good leather, 3-watch holder. First watch we have here is a Seiko Turtle. So I started getting into the mechanism of watches a little bit here. I love the diver. The bezel is actually damaged. It cannot turn anymore. If anyone has any idea how to fix this, let me know. I put my Seiko Turtle on a rubber strap. And because I believe divers are watches that go underwater, and you're able to time your bezels, or time your dive time underwater with the bezel. It made sense to have it on a rubber strap. I used to go swimming with this, not anymore, rather the G-Shock now. But it's such a beautiful watch. It has that domed, turtle-like flat surfaces. Really similar to my SKX 007. That is the classic Seiko, one of the best Seikos I believe. That is in the main collection, and we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, Seiko turtle, can't go wrong with this. Next, we have an Accurist. Now this watch, I think this is the first watch I remember spending £50 on. Well, at that price bracket. So I was kind of like perplexed back then. Like, I had to save a lot of money, 50 quid to buy this. I was really young then. I was probably like, I don't know, 15, 16. Such a long time ago. And I don't know how I still have this, but I really love this watch. So much memory, so much thought into it. You know, the idea of saving money to buy a watch was actually beautiful. It came on a red and black leather strap, but that has faded away now, and I put it on a NATO. And I don't get a lot of wrist time with this, but I actually love this watch. I might just give it a week of wrist time just to be able to see, you know, if I can get more memories of this. So one thing about watches is they tend to like give me a lot of memories, and tend to remind me of past times, good, and I have a lot of good memory wearing this, so I might give this a week on the wrist. Next we have is a dress watch. So this is an Orient. Now when it comes to dress watches at this price point, I think this has gone up in value. I got this around maybe 100 quid, 120. You can't get that for now. You can get it for like 250, 270 now, and the leather is actually really good. So every friend or every close friend I has actually has an Orient for me. I've given away like 6 of these now. So it also had that lovely dome crystal. It was such a good gift, or a birthday gift, or present for anyone. A few years ago, I used to buy this for all my close friends. I really love that sunburst blue dial. It's really similar to like the Rolex sunburst blue. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but you can't really go wrong with that dial. It's beautiful. Dress watches are watches you wear when you're wearing like formal clothing, blazers, suits, and this has a date. And I used to wear this a lot with a blue suit. Not as much anymore, but yeah, I think I should put this on the wrist sometime soon. I think it has a 41mm case as well, with that dome crystal, and it's sapphire as well. So it's basically a good watch for the money as well. Okay, so now we're done with some a bit more serious watches. Now we're going to go into the main collection. So to do that, let's get rid of the G-Shocks out the way. Get this out the way, and we have the main collection here. Okay, so I'm going to be going to each of these in terms of order of acquisition, and most of these have stories, because I tend to buy watches based on a sentimental value, milestone achievements. So let's go into some stories. First one is the Seiko SKX 007. So this is a diver, as you can see, with a Jubilee bracelet. Very, very similar to the Turtle I have. So the Turtle is a bit bigger, but the Seiko X is an original masterpiece. I got this for like £169 in 2016, and I think you can pick this for around £450 now. So it's kind of held its value, gone up as well. Beautiful watch. Problem with this is that bracelet, you know, it's very flimsy, but I love this watch. Beautiful watch. This was one of my first mechanical watches. I got this before I got this the Seiko Turtle as well. So such a beautiful watch as well. I do still wear this, funny enough, from time to time, and I don't think this will leave my collection anytime soon. Next watch we have is the Hamilton. So this is a beautiful watch with that open case back as well. The Hamilton, I got this probably, I don't know, 2018, 2017, 2017 or 18. This was my first Swiss watch, although it's an American brand, but the movement was Swiss movement. with that open case back there. Lovely brown leather. I got this when I got into being a consultant, so working in tech space, so it was kind of like a milestone for me, of an achievement, to be able to wear a proper watch. This was my next most expensive watch. I think I got this for around £450. Yeah, so such a beautiful watch. It's a field watch, and if you can afford an IWC, I think the Hamilton is good value for money. The finishing is good, open case back, proper leather, beautiful watch. Love the field watch, and it's actually a strap monster. I tend to pair this with a mesh strap, with this mesh strap, and it looks amazing. It's kind of like a under the radar watch. If you know, you know. If you see someone with an Hamilton that you know, like, you know, they have a thing for watches. Yeah, I think I got this for around 342. Yeah, 342, and I think it's worth 500 now. So it's kind of held its value as well over the years. Beautiful watch. Next on the list, I think, was the first Rolex I ever got, which is this, the Wimbledon dial. Beautiful watch. If you're a fan of the channel, you will know I grew up in Wimbledon. I even walked in the Wimbledon tennis court as well, so it was kind of like a lovely time in my life where I was able to afford a Rolex for the longest, and the first one I went to was the Wimbledon. Originally this came in an oyster bracelet. I still have the oyster bracelet, and I was fortunate enough for my AD to allow me buy the Jubilee bracelet to go with this watch. Scratched a lot, and yeah, I usually switch between the oyster and the Jubilee, but right now it remains on the Jubilee. Beautiful watch as well. This is the only Rolex I got in the grey market. Very sentimental to me, you can never let it go. So growing up in Wimbledon, I just had to get this, and I think this is the best Datejust out there, personally, in terms of dials. So I use this when I'm going out a lot. I tend to categorize my going out watches in terms of 3, so steel or white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold as well, because those fits my style, and you know, going out a lot. So yeah, one of the best out there, and so beautiful, I would never sell. Okay, next we have is the Tissot PRX. Now with the PRX, beautiful watch as well. I got this in 2019. No, sorry, 2022. I got this in Dubai, tax free. I got this for around £390. At that point, it was selling for around £500 in the UK, or £550. It came in the bracelet, lovely integrated link bracelet, Gerogenta style. I love that blue waffle dial, beautiful watch. I decided to put mine on a blue strap just to be different, because everyone tends to rock a PRX nowadays. So I just wanted to be different, but that blue is beautiful. Sometimes reminds me of my Orient blue, but you cannot compare. This is more better on the eyes, but this is more subdued as well with that waffle dial. Depending on how it hits the light, it could be black, it could be dark, it could be navy. But I love blue watches, and I think the only thing that would make me replace this watch is a Royal Oak, maybe a 15400 or a 15500 ST. We'll see which one I end up getting, but right now I don't think I'm there yet. But you never know, next year, SOTC 25, put it out there to the universe. Next we have is the Tudor. Now we're getting a bit more serious at this point in time. So this was my watch I got for my 30th birthday, Tudor Black Bay chronograph. You can't go wrong with this watch. Beautiful watch, loads of scratches. I scratch on my watches because they are meant to be worn. They are 2 watches. So if you don't know, Tudor is a sister brand to Rolex, and they used to make a lot of watches. They make the same case for Rolexes in the same factory, but Tudor is more of a sub brand to Rolex, a sister company. So it still holds its own, it still has its own design, it still looks unique, and it's beautiful. It has that bezel that is not ceramic, which I like, so it could fade over time. Only downside of this watch is it's too chunky for me, and the bracelet as well is too chunky. But there is a new Jubilee bracelet I could slap on this, but I'm not sure. This has not been having a lot of wrist time, so I'm thinking, what do I replace this with? It's either I replace this with a Speedmaster Hesalite version, because I like the original, not the open case back version, or I will wait for a white steel Daytona to replace this for. So I don't know. Also, there is a Speedmaster I like, which is the Tokyo Olympics. That was really good. I think that was 2020 Olympics. It looks exactly like this with the white dial, 3 sub dials, Speedmaster, and it's very rare. Back then you could only get it in Tokyo if you went for the Olympics, so it's kind of really nice. So let me know in the comments down, do you think I should wait for Daytona, or do you think I should get an Omega Speedmaster black dial Hesalite, or do you think I should get an Omega Speedmaster Tokyo 2020 Olympics? Let me know. Or should I keep this in the collection? But truth be told, it has less and less wrist time nowadays. So yeah, Black Bay chrono. Next we have is the Cartier. So beautiful, beautiful watch. Cartier Tank Solo. This is battery powered, 18 karat gold as well, with that blue Robuchon. I think every guy deserves a Cartier tank in his collection. Beautiful thing about this watch is I think it was in 1917. Yeah, it was designed by Louis Cartier in 1917, and it was actually inspired by World War One. There was a tank, a Renault FT-17 tank in World War One that was inspired by, I think, Alberto Saint-Dumont was in Paris trying to fly a plane, and he needed Louis Cartier to make him a timepiece to put on his wrist to help with that aviation journey. And yeah, that's why it's called the Cartier tank. It looks like a tank. It's inspired by a tank. Muhammad Ali wore this. Loads of people wore this. You know, The Godfather, Tony Soprano, I think. Maybe not. The Godfather, I know, wore this. If Muhammad Ali and The Godfather could wear this, then you could pull this off. It's really small, but I think this is the only watch that I would wear at this small case size point, around 21, 22 millimeter. Lovely watch. I got it for Christmas. I think it was 2021 or so. Beautiful, beautiful watch. It doesn't really hold its value as much, but I think I got it at a steal. I got it in the gray market. I got it used as well, so it hasn't really lost a lot of value. But beautiful, beautiful watch. If you could get a dress watch and only one dress watch, it would be this one. However, I am thinking to add the Cartier Santos Dumont rose gold. I'll put a picture up to complement this, because I like rose gold a lot now. So the Cartier Santos Dumont is a bit bigger, a bit thicker. No, actually, it's still the same slim point, but it's a bit bigger and it's in rose gold. So I'm thinking to add that to the dress watch category, so I could have a yellow and a rose gold, and probably at some point have a steel. Well, this dress watch and orient this is a steel. So yeah, I just probably need a rose gold dress watch to complete. It's just based on how I dress. I always have to have a rose, a yellow, or a steel. So if I have that in the regular sports watches, I might want to have that in the dress watches as well. Another downside about the Cartier I don't like, well, is because it has the steel case back. So, but this is the Solo. It's around $3,000. I think it's one of the most affordable Cartier tanks you could get. Beautiful leather strap as well. But yeah, put it down in the description. Do you think I should get a Santos Dumont to complement that, or what other sort of dress watches would you recommend I get? Now, getting into more steel category, we have the Submariner. Whew, beautiful watch. Now, the thing about the Sub is I got the Sub no date. Most people get the Sub date, but as a real watch enthusiast, I like to believe the Sub date is for someone who doesn't really know much about the Sub brand. So the Sub is a diver. You know, you go underwater, you time your bezel. So for example, if I was in the ocean, I'm trying to go underwater right now, I will set the time here. That way, as the minute hand moves, I know how long I've been underwater: 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, etc. So with the Sub, that's what it was meant to do, is a tool watch. So I wear this every day. This is my everyday watch. So much scratches on it. It has a diver extension as well. This is the best bracelet that Rolex makes. All that room to adjust in hot or cold weather when your hand shrinks. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful watch. So I got for the no date because when you're underwater, you don't need to know what day it is. So the no date is the real testament to the original Sub that was that came out, and you don't need a date with the Submariner. But if you don't care about that, you could get the one with the date. It doesn't matter. It's your preference. So Yep, that's a Submariner, no date. Next we have is the Datejust with the motif dial. Now this is a beautiful watch. Now when you talk about Rolex, this is the first thing that comes to your mind. Fluted bezel, Jubilee bracelet, Datejust, two-tone, yellow gold. Lovely watch, loads of scratches as usual. Now this is a beautiful watch. However, what I really love about this watch is the motif dial. The motif dial is discontinued, you can't get this anymore. You could get this exact variant, but you cannot get it with the motif dial. You could get it with a plain champagne gold color. Now I'm thinking, I got this for my 31st birthday, because for a while I always was a bit wary about wearing gold, you know, but I mean, at 31st, I just felt like I should be able to wear what I want. I wore this, I actually waited 9 months for this, and compared to the Submariner, I waited 8 months, but I waited 9 months for this, which is kind of funny. And then it got discontinued a few years ago, 2 years ago I think now, but it's an iconic Rolex. You cannot go wrong with a Datejust with two-tone. So I'm thinking to replace this, funny enough, but if I have to replace this, it has to be something else with a yellow gold, and I'm thinking of replacing this with the Daytona Pikachu. So let me know in the description, or sorry, in the comments, do I replace this for a Pikachu, or is there any sort of yellow gold watch that could, you know, replace this? Because this is beautiful. I'm lucky to have the motif dial. However, I feel like everyone has this variation, but what sets me apart is the motif dial. But let me know. I think I'm not really having anything for two-tone watches anymore, but I still love this watch. So let me know what you would recommend if I was to replace this. Should I replace this with a Pikachu, or what would you recommend? Let me know in the description. But it's such a beautiful watch. Like, whenever I want to wear anything with gold or gold accessory, yellow gold, I always gravitate towards this. So Datejust, two-tone, motif dial. And then the next watch I got was the Root Beer. Beautiful watch. Now this has been my favorite watch this year because I've been into earthy tones and rose gold, and I'm a traveler. So the story about this watch is I actually waited, I think, 9 months for this. So now my AD knows I travel a lot, so I do a lot of travel photography as a hobby. I travel a lot, and in 2023 I went to a different country every single month. So 2024 January, my AD was like, hey, and 2023 was a year of travel, so we want to offer you a Rolex Root Beer GMT Master 2. So this is a traveler's watch. It has 2 hour hands, so you could track 2 time zones. So right now you could say 10 past 2, or you could say 10 past 5. So also has the bezel as well, bi-rotational bezel to track. I love that brown, I love that rose gold, it goes really well. And I was just so happy to get this in 2024, just to be able to mark 2023 as my year of travel with a GMT. Beautiful watch. However, I have another GMT in the collection. So if I was to replace this, I would replace this with a day date olive dial anniversary, which is also in rose gold. I'll put a picture. Or I would replace this with the day date rose gold ombre dial. So let me know in the comments, do I replace this with an olive, or do I replace this with an ombre dial, or do I keep the Root Beer? But yeah, it's such a good story, I would say, with the Root Beer. Yep, so GMT Master 2 Root Beer. Next we have is the GMT Master 2 Batgirl. I got this year for my birthday. Similar to the Root Beer, only difference it has a Jubilee bracelet, and the bezel is not black and brown, it's actually black and blue. Lovely watch as well. Love this watch. I wear it a lot. Scratches as usual. So I pair this up with my Root Beer when I travel. So I usually do Batgirl in the daytime, and I do Root Beer in the nighttime, because I could track 2 time zones. So when I'm away, I could know what time it is in my home country and wherever country I am. So daytime, nighttime. But I might keep this one because I really love it, and I might change this for a day date. Let me know in the description what you think. But yeah, beautiful watches. I'm quite fortunate to have 2 GMT Masters in my collection. Okay, so those were the GMTs. As a travel guy, I really love my Root Beer and my Batgirl. I want to keep one. Bad girl looks more appealing. Root beer might go because I need a space for a day date. You know, I feel like I have 2 Datejust and then 2 GMTs. So now the last but not the least, well, not the last but not the least, we have the latest addition to the collection, which is an OP. So this is a green OP. I really love this watch. I picked this up this month, December. So Christmas, in line with the Christmas theme, I have that Rolex green. I really love this watch because I think, you know, more is less. It says a lot in terms of that Rolex green, and it's simple. It has no functionality. It's a simple Rolex time only with that bezel, round bezel, all stainless steel, no precious metal here. I think just the markers are white gold. Brush case, something you could wear every day. Yeah, I got this simple clasp as well. It doesn't have the Submariner clasp or any sort of sports model clasp. Simple Rolex, and it's such a beautiful watch. I tend to buy a lot of green stuff now, green shirts, trainers, trying to be a bit corny, but I love this watch. It's simple, it's classic, it's Rolex green. I think it might be a collector's item in the future. When these came out, they came out in different color variation with the green, the yellow, the red, the turquoise, and now we have the celebration dial. Those got discontinued. We still have this, the blue, the gray, and the celebration dial. But yeah, really beautiful watch. Really happy with this. I like to call this my play watch. I like the green. I like color green as well. So beautiful watch. This will stay in my collection except something more exciting or interesting comes around. But I really love this watch. Not a lot of sentimental attachment or yet. It was just a call. I think this is the longest watch I had to wait. I waited a year and 6 months roughly, or a year and 5 months actually for this watch. So really happy with this. Shout out to my AD, Lakeside Goldsmith, for giving me this one. But yeah, beautiful watch. I really love it. It adds a little bit of color to my collection, apart from the bad girl, which is blue. So yeah, just coming out of my comfort zone with this because I'm not really a colorful person, but this color is nice in the light. Like it could be really green, or in dark times it could actually come across black, as you can see. So it depends on how it actually glances into the light. You have 2 different watches, which I really love about this. So now those are the core collections. So let me know in the comments what you would like to see in terms of any watch I haven't reviewed, and I could do that. Now the last watch I have here is a very sentimental piece. So if the whole house was on fire, the only watch I would grab is this one. Well, that wouldn't happen because most of these are in safety deposits, but yeah, it's my dad's Longines. Beautiful watch here, PVD. But what is so special about this watch is that it has the company my dad worked for, NNPC, engraved on the dial. So Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. He worked in oil. So after 25 years of service, he was given this. And he also has a steel version, which he wears a lot and is scratched up. That was given to my brother. After 15 years of service, he was given the steel. Now, Longines is such a good brand, and I don't wear this all the time, but I wore this the other day on his birthday. Such a beautiful watch. I am still trying to get the steel version off my brother, but for some reason he doesn't want to give it to me and he never wears it. But I'm gonna still look for how I could bribe him to get that off him, because that one has more scratches. I believe that has more character, but I'm still very grateful my dad was able to give me this watch as well. So would never leave my collection. I wear this on special occasions. You know, it just reminds me of my dad every day, and yeah, I'm so glad he gave this to me. Still yet to buy him a watch though. Maybe his next birthday I might give him something, but he's not really a watch guy. He's not really into any sort of materialistic things as well. So I do learn a lot from him, and yeah, this is my favorite watch personally. So yeah, those are the main core collections. So I would also like to point out that you know, watches are like a thing of sentimental acquisition. Some use them as investments. I use mine to mark milestones. You know, like this was the first mechanical watch I got. This was when I got into consulting. This reminds me of my time in Dubai with my best friend. This was gifted to me by my dad. This was Christmas 2021. This was my 30th birthday. This is Christmas 2024 with the green. 2021, this was my sub. It was one of my best years in terms of finances, and I just congratulated myself at the end of the year with this. This was my 31st birthday. This is Wimbledon, sentimental, because I grew up in Wimbledon in London. This is the Root Beer GMT Master 2 to mark 2023, the year I did a different country every month as a travel GMT. And then the bad girl was my birthday present 2024. So they all have meanings, and they're all tied into some sort of occasion. So if I was to replace something, it could be maybe like a birthday watch, 31st birthday watch. If I was to replace this, I'll replace this with a Pikachu, because I don't see the point having two Datejust. I have Wimbledon, which I think is the best Datejust, with that Roman numeral and that green slate dial. So this, a lot of people have this. Luckily for me, I have the motif dial, which a lot of people don't have. So if I was to replace this, it's with a Pikachu, which is the Daytona Pikachu with that oyster flex. And I think it's kind of like toned down in terms of the amount of gold. So yeah, if I was to replace that, I'll replace that with Daytona, because I don't have one. And if I was to replace one of these GMT Master 2s, because I have two, it would be the Root Beer. Good story behind it, 2023 year of travel. But I would like to replace this with a day date. So let me know, olive dial or ombre dial day date. Put it in the comment down. And that way I still have the bad girl there. So those are the only two I would want to replace. The third one I might want to replace is the Tudor Black Bay, because it's really chunky. I don't get enough wrist time. So let me know as well in the comments. Do I replace this with Omega Speedmaster Black Dial Classic Hesselite version with the mesh strap? Or do I replace this with the 2020 Tokyo Olympics White Dial Omega Speedmaster? Or do I just wait for the call for Panda Daytona to replace this? Let me know. And the fourth one I might replace, well, I wouldn't replace this, but let me know in the comments as well. Do I need a Cartier Santos Dumont in rose gold? Would that be a nice compliment to add to the collection with this? I think so anyway. Beautiful, beautiful watch that watch is. And then last is the Tissot. The only thing that would make me replace this is if I have an AP blue dial, and that's it. And yeah, the rest are staying in the collection. The Hamilton could go if I can get a nice IWC. Let me know in the comments if there's any IWC that you think will be able to replace this. But so far, this is my state-of-the-art collection for 2024. Oh yeah, so there was this watch I actually forgot. So this was a souvenir from Switzerland. So it's actually like a pocket watch. Open case back as well. I just leave this on the shelf. Beautiful watch though. It was quite cheap souvenir I got in Switzerland. I've never had a pocket watch. If anyone's into pocket watches, let me know in the comment section what I should look into. It's quite cool. So it's Switzerland. Open case back there. I do collect quite a lot of souvenirs when I travel, and this was a special one when I went to Geneva, because obviously we know that's the home of watchmaking. And yeah, it pops up that way with this bracelet. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Sorry I skipped this out of the collection. Didn't consider it much. But yeah, beautiful watch, beautiful timepiece to just sit on the shelf and admire as part of collectible souvenirs for the countries I've traveled to. I did say at the end of the video there was one watch we're going to look at. So this is the one watch. This is in a Rolex pouch. I got this as a gift as well from my AD. So this is the one watch I saved for the end of the video. It's quite interesting watch, I would say. If I can get this to focus. So yeah, what is this? What can you guess? I don't think anyone can guess what this is. So this is a watch my mom rang me up and actually told me, hey, I found your watch. I'm like, what are you talking about? So this is the first watch I can remember having as a child. This is a Timex, and as you can see, this watch is actually an Indiglo Timex, so it used to glow in the dark, and it has this crazy leather strap. It's been beaten up, as you can see. I remember playing football with this a lot, like I remember, and the times are all gone. It's broken. I need to get this fixed. So at some point I will get this fixed and cleaned up and working again, because it's quite nice to actually have the first ever watch you could even remember having. I wouldn't be surprised if my mom is able to find some other ones, but yeah, beautiful watch. Timex was amazing back then, and Timex is still a good brand. I used to like the Timex Marlin, but it was too small. But yeah, that's the last nugget in the bunch. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know which of these you think I should replace, which of these is your favorite, and which of these you would like me to review in the future, and which of these you would like me to get rid of in your opinion. You know, watch collecting is an opinionated game, so everyone's opinion is welcome in the comment section. Thank you for watching Watch the Kettle, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.